The mainstream media reversing course, the Washington Post now becoming the second major news outlet after the New York Times to admit that the emails in the Hunter Biden laptop scandal are indeed authentic. Quote, over the course of 14 months, the Chinese energy conglomerate and its executives paid $4.8 million. That's right, $4.8 million to entities controlled by Hunter Biden and his uncle, according to government records, court documents, and newly disclosed bank statements, as well as emails contained on a copy of a laptop hard drive that purportedly once belonged to Hunter Biden. And joining us now to talk about all of this is the editor-in-chief of the Post Millennial, Libby Emmons, and also Kim Klacik, a former Maryland congressional candidate and also the president of the Red Renaissance PAC. Let's start with Libby, first of all. You know, Libby, is this just sort of further proof that the mainstream media is burying its facts to align with their own narrative and now sort of force the evidence is just so overwhelming? Where do you see this going?
I think it's really interesting that the Hunter Biden laptop information is finally being reported by the Washington Post and the New York Times. And I think we really have to ask why they're reporting on it now. They chose not to report on it during the 2020 presidential election. It was pretty prominent at the time. It was undeniable, and they chose to suppress it along with social media. And I think we need to ask why they're now looking into doing this reporting when for so long they refused to acknowledge its existence or veracity.
Yeah, if for so long, it was like 17 months, it was, radio silence. The New York Post was, here it is, here it is. Kim, what do you make of the timing?
Yeah, I don't know about the timing, right? We do see the red wave coming in November. I do believe Republicans are going to flip the House and the Senate. I will say, though, I think this was similar to what happened in 2016. If you recall, remember Hillary Clinton and her emails? There was a lot of chatter about that in July 2016. And so Hillary blamed the media and, of course, Comey for her loss to President Trump. And I think they wanted to not make that mistake again. So I thought, you know what? They wanted to suppress the information regarding the laptop so that they wouldn't have a repeat of 2016 in 2020. And it's very sad because, as you saw, you had IT techs, basically going along and colluding with the mainstream media to hide this laptop. And I think that's very concerning. And I hope that there's an investigation.
Yeah, there's so many questions about that. And it's interesting, Libby, there were a lot of polls that came out soon after the election. And they basically said, had we known this, and these were Democrats and independents, they may have voted differently for President Biden. They might not have voted for him. I mean, this had an impact in that regard of voters' thoughts because they didn't get all the information. So do you think that maybe now this has to do with maybe the media thinking, well, maybe the GOP is going to take the House and the Senate, that they could be successful in the midterms, and that's having an influence, Libby? What do you think?
I think that's certainly possible, and I do think that it's really an atrocity that mainstream media suppressed all of this information. They didn't just suppress it. They said that it was a hoax. They said that it was made up. They said it was Russian disinformation.
Right.
And
based on just whatever they got,
Right. And because these outlets have such an outsized influence on the conversation in American politics, voters primarily believed them when they said that it was faked. Jack Dorsey eventually had to apologize, I think, in front of Congress for suppressing and censoring the information. And I wonder if we're going to get any kind of apology out of the Washington Post or the New York Times for willfully and intentionally suppressing information that could have had a huge impact on the presidential election. That's just not their role to do that kind of work. And yeah, I think it's shocking. Maybe it's because something crazy is going to drop in the federal investigation against Biden in Delaware right now. Maybe they're just trying to prep. But yeah, I think we definitely need to have an understanding of why they did this.
Yeah, I don't think we'll hear that apology, by the way. I don't think we're going to hear that. But Kim, exactly what Libby was just saying. Where do you see this investigation going? Because a number of mainstream media have been reporting. They've been essentially saying that, yeah, there is a grand jury. And in fact, there were reports that last week, two former co-workers of Hunter Biden's actually came before the grand jury. They were answering questions. Do you see this leading to a potential indictment? A grand jury could either indict or not indict, but they could actually come back with an indictment, and then it would go to a trial. How far do you see this going, and could this connect the dots to the president even?
Yeah, so we did see that there were some information where Hunter Biden and others were referring to somebody, quote unquote, the big guy, right? And so we don't know whether or not that is Joe Biden. I mean, it would be great to see that some people are held accountable, but as we've seen in the past, a lot of times those that are high up elite in the Democrat Party are not held accountable. I would love to see it, but I'm pretty sure they want to get this done before 2024. It's like, yeah, we have the midterms coming up around the corner in November, but again, you know, Biden's not on the ballot this time around, so I'm sure they want to get this done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Boy, is it getting interesting. The fact that there is a grand jury impaneled, this is really significant, and we'll see where all the tentacles go and how far it goes. Both of you, thank you very much, ladies. Great to have you here. Thank you.